Hi everyone, and welcome to the fourth and final part on the Ford Edge. Today I've got about 3 hours before I have an appointment to see about getting this painted. So I need to take off the front end because it's still thrown together from when I went to get the hood. So there's zip ties everywhere and nothing's right. Plus I have these pieces for the front of the subframe and new horns to go along with it as well. So this piece that goes on the subframe, this is our crashed one from the passenger side. The bottom plate there is warped, it's been crunched in, and then obviously the big hit at the front. Here's our brand new one. You can see height difference, shape. Never want to skimp on safety features. And as for our horns, here's the old one, pretty twisted up. Connection's broken for both of them. New one. So with that, let's get started. Alright, 2 hours to the paint appointment. Fender liner's out. New subframe extension crash PC thingy-majig is in. There's the other one. Fortunately, you can only buy that as a set from Ford, so now I've got a spare driver's side. And then horn, simple, 1 bolt, connector. Only connectors we have hanging now are for fog lights, so I've got those tucked away on each side so they don't go anywhere wrong. I think I'm gonna drive there with the bumper off. Not really gonna hurt anything. So this grill piece comes off the bumper, just 4 little tabs. They're the only thing that hold it together when it's not on the car. And then, honestly, I might see about taking these off myself. And so if I can get those off, I can just have them paint each of these 3 pieces, the one that's in the trunk. And then I can keep the grill here, just take the bumper, the lower lip, and then the pieces that are on the car. Okay, it's all ready. So up front, 2 things, hood, fender. And in the back here, I've got the bumper to be white, this to be repainted white, and then the 3 black pieces. They all fit pretty well. This will be my first time actually using a paint shop, so I'm gonna go in there and feel it out. I won't do any filming. I'll just film when I pick it up again. See you in a little. Alright, so it was Tuesday that I took this in, and it's now Friday. And it's all done. It was blended to the pillar and the door. Looks awesome. And it was also blended into this fender. And I'm really happy with it. The only thing that got a little lost in translation. Let's see, we've got our bumper here. Lower, 1 black grill piece, other black grill piece, and this one was in primer and it was supposed to be painted black like the other 2, but it was painted white. I didn't notice that until I was leaving, but that's okay. It goes across the front there, So it'll still look fine. It'll just look a little different than every other Ford Edge on the road. All right, I've got to go to work, but tomorrow I will be getting these on. Okay, cars are moved, ready to work on this. Just putting all the pieces back on, but also at the same time, probably need to remount the hood. As you can see, the gap here gets quite bad, going from wide to basically nothing. It's not touching, which is good for paint, but can definitely make that better. And then the overall level of it. Let's see, there's a bit of a discrepancy there. So that could be better. And then on this side, the gap looks okay. It's a little different front to back, but back here it's up, and up here it's down for the hood. So it makes a transition from too high to too low. So I'll need to adjust some things there. And fender to body, I think, is just fine. I guess it sticks out a little more than it should, but that will all be corrected once it has all its bolts in, because I think it's just got one here and one up front. So it's got a few more. It's got one in the middle here, one at the bottom, and I can move this one, and we'll get this into the right position as well. Alright, we are finally fully reassembled. The car is done. It does look really good, and I'm happy with it, and I'm really excited to start using it. I've got an inspection for about 10 days from now, or 9. I need to drive it around a little bit so that I can go past emissions, because I've had the battery disconnected and that needs to reset itself. So it'll pass emissions, and then I'll be ready for the inspection, register right after, begin use. Yesterday, I was able to get in here and figure out that it was the bracket of the steering wheel that was bent. So now this got a gap there and gap there as well, versus was like 100% and then no gap. Now it's like 40, 60, and it's got a lot less play in it. All right, so I'm in the Ford Edge and it just passed inspection. Things were a little different this time. I didn't stay with the car the whole time. They had me go sit down and then called me after. It was just a few minutes, but that's different. Usually I've been there to see what goes on, which really doesn't look like much. They just look it over. And what else? Oh yeah, so now I've got it registered and the title changed over to my name rather than just having my signature on the back. Something new this time around also, Arizona no longer hands you your plate in the DMV along with the new title. Now those things are both mailed, so I just handed away my title to the vehicle and, you know, hope it shows up in the mail. So yeah, that concludes the Ford Edge here. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.